That is a prophecy from the first reading, Isaiah chapter 25. It's frequently used at funerals. The question is, when will this happen? That the Lord will destroy death forever. The fulfillment of that prophecy will take place when the bodies of the elect are resurrected at the end of time. Anybody who rises from the dead to blessedness with God will never die again. In the meantime, when somebody dies, and everybody will, we have an opportunity, an important opportunity to enter into heaven, at least the soul that we have, while the soul waits for the body at the end of time. The soul's never died. Now, what is heaven like? Here's what St. Paul said. Listen to this. Apparently, he had some kind of an out-of-body experience, some kind of a mystical experience took place. When he recovered from it, he said, "Eye has not seen, nor has ear heard, nor has it conceived in the heart of men what God has in store for those who love him." That's all he could say. In other words, he could not speak what he experienced. The Bible never talks about heaven directly because you can't put it into words. So here's what the Bible does. The Bible uses images. Images are not perfect, but they give some type of a context for understanding something about heaven. So one of the images for it is, this is Jesus talking, "My Father's house. My Father's house has many dwelling places." Another image is paradise. We have some concept for perfection, although we never really experienced it, but paradise. Other images, this is a Jewish image. Probably doesn't mean much to people today, but it's in the scripture. The bosom of Abraham. Another one is the wedding banquet, the feast of the Lamb. Lamb means Jesus, capital L, Lamb of God. And the list goes on. So today in the gospel, we have this king who has this great banquet, invites people to it. Now the whole thing is about the call to heaven. Heaven is given to us in the image of a banquet in this case. The king represents God. He sends out an invitation. People come. One poor soul is thrown out. Again, it's an image. What happened? Here's the thing. The thing is, people are invited, but not everybody is going to be able to get into the heavenly banquet because some people will be found unfit. And unfit means it's described as not wearing the proper garment. What is the garment we wear? It's the garment of baptismal innocence. So we baptize someone, whether it's a baby or an adult, there's a white garment. It just represents holiness. So people who are not holy or in sin cannot enter into heaven. So that's why we're smart, and many people are, but not everybody is. For Catholics, go to confession, pray every day, make a good act of contrition, be conscientious, live the faith, know what we're supposed to do, and accordingly. So the Lord wants us all to be filled, but it won't happen. I mean, it'll happen to a point, yes, but not everybody's going to respond to it, which is sad. Now, we don't give up on anybody's salvation, that isn't the point, but we have to all be careful. At one point, Jesus was asked, "Are there many, Lord, who are to be saved?" Now, here's what Jesus said. Now, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. You can look this up. He said, "Look, don't be so concerned about how many are going to be saved. You work out your own salvation yourself." He said, "The way that leads to life is narrow, and few choose to take it. in a way that leads to perdition is wide and many go there. Now, does that mean literally in terms of sheer numbers? We don't really know. But the Lord is saying, if you want to get to heaven, you can get there, but you have to work at it. Now, admittedly, it's a gift. So, Pope John Paul II, in a famous interview, was asked, Holy Father, are you saved? Here's what he said. Or here's what he didn't say. He didn't say, oh, yes, I'm the Pope, and this, so forth, I'm saved. He said, no, I hope to be. Meaning, we trust God, He loves us very much, but we're not taking any chances. We have to be careful. The Lord is our greatest support, and only God can get us to heaven through Jesus. So we have to keep these things in mind. Now, I can come up with a list, and you probably know some people yourself, who were baptized people who did not live holy lives. In other words, they did not keep their wedding garment intact. Whether or not some of these people converted at the last minute, I don't know. But, for example, a boy who was baptized at the age of 6. His family came into, actually the Lutheran denomination. At least it's Christian. And the boy grew up. At a certain age, he wanted nothing to do with Jesus, God, religion, family, everything. Karl Marx was his name. So he completely shredded his wedding garment, his baptismal garment. Shredded it. Napoleon, again, emperor, drunk with power, kidnapped 1 or 2 popes. Completely shredded his garment, apparently. Members of organized crime. Some of them are Catholics, supposedly. Members or people in the abortion industry, some of them are Catholic people, supposedly. And even worse than people who turn against the faith, in some ways, are people who just give lip service to the faith, but they want nothing to do with living the faith. These are dangerous people. So, somebody who's claiming to be a good Catholic but says men should marry men or women, or why can't we have more abortion? Dangerous people. And let me tell you, you can't fool God. We can fool ourselves. We can fool other people. We have to be careful. To live the truth, embrace the truth. Now, the Lord never said it would be easy. The path is narrow if you choose to take it. Jesus said, if you are to be my disciples, you must willingly carry your cross and follow after me. So if you hear any preacher, usually the non-Catholic preachers, talk about if you follow Jesus, you'll have prosperity, turn off the TV. Doesn't work like that. You may have all kinds of issues, but they're worth enduring for the prize that awaits us. Now, next Saturday, on the daily calendar, the feast of St. Ignatius, Antioch. St. Ignatius was a Catholic bishop. He died in the year 117, early church. He was arrested. He was a bishop in Syria. He was chained to 2 armed guards. They walked him to the amphitheater in Rome, where he was thrown to the lions. And on the way, he was able to write 7 letters. And every letter he wrote to different churches, he was saying, please don't try to talk me out of this. He was going to be martyred for the faith. He was not going to recant for his faith. The reason he was arrested was because he was a good Catholic, and the Roman imperial government wanted nothing to do with the Catholic religion. He's a champion of the faith. So we have to think about the standards that we have. We have a legacy of martyrs, confessors, virgins, holy people. Now, we're not all called to be heroic people, but we should always aim high. That's where heaven is. We don't aim high, we might not get there. The Lord wants more than anything our salvation. That's why Jesus died on the cross. So this is good news that the Lord destroyed death forever.